What's going on, everyone? We are brewing something just a little bit crazy today. All right, we've got a ton of one drops and a ton of smuggling going on with old Lando, which is not something that we've played a lot here on the channel. There's a couple of new one drops from the new set, and because of just all the force cards, we got to run force throw in our deck. And we're going to see what we could do with Lando. Honestly, the deck is pretty straightforward, so I'm excited to dive into and explain what we got going on. But before I do, a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. There's a couple of you in there that absolutely just love their Landos. So I am finally happy to bring you all a Lando deck here to jump into today. But what do we got going on? Well, we are playing a bunch of one drops. We have a total of 18 of them in the deck from units alone. We also have Daring Raid and Force Throw, which are another 6 one drops on top of that. And then in terms of, other units that we're playing outside of just a bunch of the one drops that we can just kind of flood our opponents or our board with, we have AGGRO, which is a nice another force unit, kind of gets a little bit of damage directly into the base. L3, which is their 2-drop, but oftentimes we play with SMUGGLE. Then we have Millennium Falcon as K2 as other units to go ahead and play just on their normal curve. Millennium Falcon just gets in ready damage. K2 gets in guaranteed damage for the base. Surprise Strike is another event. And then we have a bunch of smuggle options. L3 is a smuggle option. Reckless Gunslinger is also a smuggle option. Hotshot Blaster, the best smuggle option. Cassian, Jetpack, and Arm to the Teeth as way to pump up units. Basically, the way this goes is we dump our hand, hopefully have enough interaction to keep these guys alive, and then use the action from Lando to constantly get a little bit more value from our resource pile. That's kind of the game plan. Usually turn 1, turn 2, we are playing units or interacting, and then turn 3, we deploy Lando, and then just use Smuggle for the rest of the game. That's kind of the game plan. We're gonna see what we could do. I don't know if this is gonna work. I've actually just normally I play a couple games beforehand to see if there's any atrocious cards that I should remove from the deck. This one I just decided to start making, and then I was like, you know what, if this is good, we're gonna have a good time, and if we're gonna get dumpstered, then we're gonna get dumpstered for the video. And I don't even know if this is gonna be good. Sometimes the decks are so atrocious, even though I'm trying to have some fun, that I don't even post the videos after recording games with them. And this might be one of them. But you know what? It looks so fun to me right now that I'm just gonna go for it. So you heard it here first. If this is trash, then well, hopefully you enjoy laughing at me. Let's get into some games. Alrighty, into game number 1. What do we got going on? Well, we've got ourselves an AGGRO and well, just a bunch of smuggle options, I suppose. Well, we're gonna go potentially AGGRO on turn 1, or Witch of the Mist plus Daring Raid. Tarkin Town up against Han Solo looks pretty good, so we will see what we've got going on. And of course, my opponent has the Grogu, which means we've got to use a combination of Daring Raid plus Tarkin Town to get rid of this thing. That is the thing we want to see the least, and we're gonna pass. L3 gonna go into the resource pile. Again, we just want to use the Smuggle, right? That's what we're looking to do. I am really fearful of this matchup. Grogu is obviously one that's like absolutely horrible for us, but Force Throw on turn 2, no value, huh? Force Throw a second time, that's okay. We're gonna go with AGGRO. I mean, we're smuggling, so my opponent here doing this whole, make you discard your basically entire hand here, totally okay with that. Honestly, totally okay with that. They're gonna play Blue Leader, bring it down to the ground arena, knock out my unit here, which is honestly pretty gross. We're gonna deploy Lando, and I should have used this ability twice. That was definitely a mistake here. All right, that's okay. We can knock out Blue Leader, use the ability. Wait, we should play Falcon first, then use the ability on Lando, and we'll defeat the Surprise Strike. Get in for some damage, get in for some more damage. Pass. Cassian going to the resource pile. Do we want to keep the Millennium Falcon out on the board? I think so. Man, Blue Leader, I mean, so much interaction for my opponent. Grogu on turn 1, double Force Throw, and then Blue Leader as an ambusher. What a crazy experience here for my opponent. Let's go ahead and get in for 3 here, and then we're gonna just use Lando's ability here to, oh my gosh, General's Blade as well. What a gross situation that we find ourselves in, huh? What an absolutely gross situation. I mean, this is what a disgusting hand for my opponent. I mean, I mean, what am I supposed to do here? This is crazy. The Grogu had a double. I don't know why they're hitting here. Honestly, I don't know why they did that. But oh my gosh, that was absolutely disgusting. Like ridiculously disgusting. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's go ahead and pay 1 resource, and then we'll get in for 3. A Sentinel plus an upgrade after having the interaction and the Grogu. Oh my gosh. I mean, sometimes your opponents, they just got a lot going on. All right, let's go ahead and play out L3. We will defeat the Cartel Turncoat. L3 is going to get a little shield token action going on, and then we've got ourselves a bunch of stuff going on. Akbar taking out the shield token. Do I want to bring back the L3? I don't even think I do. I don't even think I care. So. Oh, they have another blue leader. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy good. Wow. What a disgusting hand for my opponent. I mean, can this get any worse? To be honest, can it get any worse? I don't even think it can. Well, we're going to see what they did. They resourced something, so I'm not that excited for it. We do have to get rid of this Akbar because he's just going to restore 1, and it's going to outpace our L3. I feel like my opponent's got so many answers in this game. But let's go ahead and get in for 3. We can play out the Cassian from our resource pile. They got Kelleran Beck. Wow. Kelleran Beck's going to be great here. Oh, they didn't get anything. Well, that's actually good news for us. Reckless Gunslinger. We're going to get a readied up Cassian. We're going to hit in for 3. We're going to pass. We're going to resource this jetpack. I mean, we're getting in damage. I mean, Arm to the Teeth looks pretty good here. Yeah, what a crazy excursion here in this game, huh? We'll see what my opponent wants to do. They're going to get in. They're going to race us. All right, well, we're going to go with the Arm to the Teeth then. We have very little options, and if my opponent has a way to deal with this, then they have a way to deal with it, but we got to get in damage. And right now, there's a lot more things that can deal with Millennium Falcon than Cassian, I suppose, is my logic here. Crate Dragon? All right, we're going to attack in. We'll give +2/+0 over to the Falcon, I suppose. And then they've got a Cassian, so we'll get in for 5. Let's see, 3. Ooh, that's scary, right? Because we need Surprise Strike. Oh, we need Surprise Strike. Where's our Surprise Strike? Oh, it's a jetpack. No. We're so close, guys. We were so close. If my opponent didn't have the most absurd hand I've ever seen in my entire life up against the Lando red deck, like they had the perfect situation going on for them. My goodness, it was incredible for them to have. Oh, the double force throw was kind of like whatever. I mean, it did interact with our hand enough to where we couldn't actually deploy any threats. Like, they did get rid of the AGGRO and the Cartel Turncoat, which would have been nice to play. But then they had the blue leader to ambush and leave behind a unit. Then the Sentinel plus an upgrade. I mean, what a fantastic curve out. We were so close to. If we drew a surprise strike there, it would have been GG. But honestly, the deck ran pretty smooth. Up against a Han Data Vault, 33 HP base, by the way. I'm honestly kind of stoked. That was pretty sick. Of course, we go from Han to the leader that can restore HP in of itself. Very, very obnoxious. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. We got the Anakin. It's got shielded. We've got L3, which we can go and put in the resource pile. I mean, I'm hoping that I can draw some sort of something on the next turn. Any 1-drop or 2-drop would be reasonable because I don't want to be using Lando's action, but we're gonna go Anakin Skywalker here on turn 1. Nice little 1/1 shielded, just gonna poke at them the whole game. Then we're gonna go Cartel Turncoat. They probably have power of the dark side. We're gonna pass. We got an Arm to the Teeth here. That is not what I wanted to see, to be honest. What do I want to do here? All right, we're just gonna go Surprise Strike and just get in for some damage. They're gonna be able to deploy Krennic next turn, which is gonna kind of stink. Yeah, it's gonna really stink, actually. Really, really stink. And Hotshot Blaster into the resource pile. We can deploy Lando, deploy out K2. I guess we'll see what we want to do here. Let's just go with an immediate attack in with Cartel Turncoat, and then my opponent's gonna be able to restore 2 every single turn. It's gonna be rough because my opponent can now ECL out Vader. Oh, it is going to stink. Let's go ahead and deploy Lando. Hopefully they don't have takedown. They could very easily have taken. They could have ECL Gar Saxon, or Gideon is what I meant, not Gar Saxon. Looks like they have ECL Kiadi. I mean, that's even better, right? Even better. Fantastic pickup for them. We're gonna go K2. Dr. Pershing gonna deal some damage. We'll deal 1. Hopefully they don't have. I guess it's not a horrible position to be in. We do have like Arm to the Teeth, Hot Shot Blaster. K2 can get in immediate damage. It's not over yet. Not over yet. We'll see what my opponent wants to do. I'd be very happy if I can get in some damage. No glory. No! Oh my gosh, no glory. So good for them. All right, let's go with Hot Shot Blaster in. We'll defeat the Witch of the Mist. Get in for 3. They can go ahead and knock on my Anakin Scout. Man, the fact that Krennic restores 2. Guys, we went from Grogu Han into the restoring control deck. Like, how nonsense is this? How absolute nonsense is this? I cannot be more disappointed in what my opponent is doing right now, to be honest. But that is okay. All right, let's deploy out an L3. We'll get the trigger. They could draw 2 cards. It doesn't even matter. We'll claim initiative. We've got another Hot Shot Blaster. I suppose I'll resource the. I don't even know. I don't even know how we can possibly win this game. The restore 3 is so obnoxious. It is so obnoxious. I think I just have to go Arm to the Teeth on this L3, and then I should have used Lando's ability. Whoops, I intended to use Lando's ability, but I don't even think we can win here. They probably have a takedown or a no glory, or whatever they want to have. I just don't think we can win, because we would need to Arm to the Teeth, and then we would have needed to like attack in for 4, attack it for another 4. That puts us at 18. And then they heal for 2. That's 16. And then we deploy Millennium Falcon. That's 19. But then they have OB right here, so they're just gonna be able to do whatever they want. Yeah, we're gonna get in for 4, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna restore 2. This is over. I'm not gonna let my opponent just sit here. They're taking a little long to play, guys. I'll concede. It's okay. You got the restoring 5 deploy leader. It is what it is. All right, into the next game, and let's see what we've got. Looks like we got Vader Command here on the opposing side of the battlefield. Could be a little bit risky with the action here. Like I said, Wolfpack Asgore. I'm going to mulligan this one. I want a little bit of a tankier hand, and this is a tankier hand. I can go with Witch the Mist, Cartel Turncoat turn 1, or Adi Gallia. Both looks good. Well, Adi Gallia looks great here, actually. It's going to be able to kill off that Death Star Stormtrooper. As a potential option. Ooh. What do I want to... I think Witch is the resource here, because I'm going to force through my opponent. And then we can knock out the Death Star Stormtrooper. And then we can Cartel Turncoat plus Greedo here. Cartel Turncoat will hit their base. Or do I want to hit the Super Laser Tech? I think I want to hit the Super Laser Tech because I'm going to play Greedo here, and then we'll pass. Resource a Greedo. I can't use the ability from Lando, can I? Honestly, this is not a bad start. We'll see my opponent. They claim initiative. Oh my gosh. Do we have a chance, or do we have a chance, guys? Let's get in. Let's deploy Lando. Let's use Lando's ability. We can play Arm to the Teeth on Lando himself. Discard the Greedo attack, pump up, attack. That is a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. We could put another Arm to the Teeth down, guys. Can we get our W here? Can we get the W? Let's go. Darth Vader as a unit. All right. Let's get Arm to the Teeth here. Play it on to Lando. We can defeat the Witch of the Mist, I suppose. And then That's going to be a massive, that's just GG. Guys, this is what I was saying. We got a lot of early interaction. My opponent had a bad hand, by the way. So this is kind of like a stomp, but I mean, look at that. Look at that. GG. All right. Okay. Alrighty, into the next game, and probably not a matchup that I want to fight up against. We've got ourselves a Mando Green. I'm looking this one, hopefully, for a little bit of a different hand here. All right. I mean, this one's pretty reasonable. I get to go probably Witch of the Mist and Greedo turn 1, but I could go Anakin Skywalker. I like this hand because I think my opponent's going to be going with the game plan of playing space units and then putting pilots on them. Okay. And so if that's the case, then like Force Throw would be really good. All right, they have Chewbacca. Let's go ahead and attack in for 1. Let's play a Millennium Falcon. Let's trade, and then let's Tarkin Town. And then let's pass. Hotshot Blaster into the resource pile. They've got an X-Wing. Let's go ahead and attack in for 3. Let's see if they have another pilot. They do have another pilot. They're going to put a... Okay, let's go ahead and deploy Lando then. Let's go Cartel Turncoat. Let's go Millennium Falcon, attack in for 3, attack in for 2, and then pass. Witch of the Mist, we'll just resource that. We'll pay 1 resource. We can go ahead and deploy the Hotshot Blaster out of our resource pile, which looks pretty good. But I mean, we're sitting pretty. I mean, my opponent can try to tempo us out, but it'd be pretty tough. They have R2, huh? What would they resource, or what would they try to exhaust here? Greedo, huh? Well, I think I'll just attack in for 3 here. And I mean, they'd have to have another unit and a pilot to be able to get some value going. Let's go Hotshot Blaster in with the Witch of the Mist. And then we can go with another Hotshot Blaster on Lando. And then get in for another damage. Hit for 2, pass. Force Throw. I mean, Force Throw my opponent could be good. We'll see what we've got. I mean, we got a lot of damage on the board right now. We've got... This is pretty sick. I mean, we are racing them. We are racing and racing and racing. Millennium Falcon was a great draw, by the way. I was thinking we could go Force Throw up against my opponent, though, to deal with their units here. But, I mean, what do they got here? Let's go... What did they just do? Oh, they bounced it? All right, I mean, let's go Anakin onto... Or a Surprise Strike with Lando into the base. Now we have a bunch of lethal threats. I don't know what my opponent could do. The Mandalorian, they could exhaust, but that's not enough, right? That is not enough. We can just go ahead and daring raid them for fun. All right, GG. We ran them down, guys. We ran them down. Let's go. All right, who knew Carabas had some like horrible matchmaking where when you start losing or playing these bad decks that you start playing like Tomb of Elrim double Cunning Qui-Gon. I don't know what my opponent's got going on, but we are about to find out. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. It seems like a reasonable hand. I'll resource these 2, and then we're going to go with a Wolfpack Escort and then a Greedo. I don't want to put too much shade on my opponent's deck. It looks like probably a fun list, but yeah. We're playing Lando Target Town, and they've got Tomb of Elrim double yellow Qui-Gon. I mean, come on, guys. Like, let's be honest here. It's probably not something that that's going to do all that much work in the game. Let's go ahead and attack in for 2 here with the Wolfpack Escort. We'll play the Anakin Skywalker. We'll Force Throw my opponent, and then we'll Tarkin Town away the J-Type, which looks pretty good for us. Yeah, I mean, I am liking our spot. Oh, we don't even need to Tarkin Town. Wow, that's even better. That is even better. Let's go ahead and... do I want to use Lando's ability and get down this reckless? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, I'm very happy I did not. I'm very happy I did not. Ahsoka Tano's effect. Let's go ahead and just discard the Hotshot Blaster. Let's deploy Lando. And then now what we can do is... I mean, I could just arm to the teeth for full value, or I could play K2. I think I'll just play out K2, and then we'll attack in for a bunch of damage. We'll pass. Wolfpack Escort could be into the resource pile. We got the Force Throw, which looks pretty nice. And then now what we could do is we got a lot of options. Actually, we can arm to the teeth plus Hotshot Blaster. Cunning, huh? All right, Cunning's good. Cunning is as how you come back in the game for sure. That's the like only card that could have gotten them out of this scenario. They're gonna return the K2, huh? All right, let's just go with, I think we'll just go force throw my opponent. R2. All right, we'll hit Ahsoka for 2. We'll see what my opponent has as a follow-up. They could play a 3 or less drop. Oh, I'll just kill Ahsoka then with the Anakin here, and then play out K2 as a unit. And then we'll pass Cassian into the resource pile. I mean, we're starting to have a lot of resources, but all the things can be smuggled out. So I'm not too sad about that. Let's go ahead and use the Hotshot Blaster here. I'm going to use Lando's ability because I expect my opponent to kill off Lando. So we'll just get in for 6 here. Man, the Reckless Gunslingers can get in for 2 damage each, or 1 damage each, so 2 damage total. And then we have K2 for 3 damage. I mean, it's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking pretty good. Let's just get in. I'm going to play Cassian this turn, so we'll just do that. We'll see what my opponent's got. We'll hit it for 2. They'll probably knock out the Wolfpack escort, and then we'll smuggle out. They're claiming initiative, huh? All right, well, we're gonna play Cassian and get in for 3. All right, we'll put Reckless Gunslinger in the resource pile. We got ourselves a Millennium Falcon and a Surprise Strike. I don't really know how my opponent gets out of this situation, to be honest. They could kill K2, but then Qui-Gon's lightsaber. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sick. Doesn't change anything. GG. Yeah, that was a pretty clear-cut win for us. Not bad, not bad. What can I say, guys? What can I say? I mean, we moved from, the whatever we were fighting last game into whatever we're fighting this game. We've got double cunning Qui-Gon and then double cunning Ackbar. Sometimes you just want to see the garbage matchups. You want to see the double cunning Ackbar versus the Lando Tarkin Town nonsense matchup. This is what I love to see in this game, and we're gonna have a good time here. Honestly, I think we're in a pretty good spot up against Ackbar. Their action's probably not gonna do a whole lot. We're gonna have too many units for them to exhaust, is what I'm imagining. Although they could go with the R2D2 here, and that would be pretty bad for us, considering we have Witch of the Mist and Greedo. Instead, I'm going to go with the L3 here as a play, and I'll probably just resource the Greedo, and we'll probably go Adi Gallia and Witch of the Mist here. Bodhi, they're going to knock out that Daring Raid. Sure. We're going to hit the base for 2, and then we will just deploy a couple of units here. See what my opponent decides to do. They're going to hit base. We're going to play Adi Gallia. We're going to play Witch of the Mist. We're going to pass. Resource the L3. We got K2. We got Daring Raid. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. See what my opponent wants to do here with the Bodhi. They're going to play Cunning. Ooh, Cunning is great. Cunning is so good, guys. They're going to make us discard, huh? I mean, I think I just ignore my opponent. If they're going to go with this, like, stall game plan, I'm just going to hit their base. I thought they were going to try to race me. I thought that was how their game plan was going to go. But you know what? I'm going to deploy Lando. And I'm going to hit base. And then I'm going to play K2. And we're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, man. This is a fun game. They probably have Plo Koon, to be honest. I would not be surprised if they had a Plo Koon. We didn't get that much smuggle options. Cantina Bouncer, huh? All right. We will just go with an attack in for 1. I mean, Cantina Bouncer's great here. Attack in for 2. Attack in for another 2. Then we'll play Cassian here. I mean, do I want to use my ability? That would be 3. I can do, let's see. I can do L3 plus Cassian. No, I can't. I can do Reckless Gunslinger plus K2. I think that's probably worth it. Oh man, we got rid of the Surprise Strike. That's a lame-o. That's lame. Ooh, Hotshot Blaster. That's what I was kind of looking for. Something that's going to be a heavy hitter here to get in some major damage is what I was looking for. Didn't even get to use target 10 because my opponent hasn't interacted with any of my units. I think the race, though, kind of favors us. Another Cantina Bouncer. Dang! My opponent's got it all today, I suppose. Let's go ahead and Hotshot Blaster on the AGGRO for 4. Akbar, action, what? Exhaust L3 or something? I mean, this is very risky. Very, very risky. Let's get in for 2. I mean, they gave us an X-Wing, right? They gave us an X-Wing. I think my opponent's realizing that they can't just race. They bring us a 19. They're 1 point of damage short. So they have to deal with this AGGRO here. They have to deal with this AGGRO, otherwise they just lose. All right. I mean, I'm gonna claim they gotta kill the AGGRO. And if we draw a Surprise Strike or a Hotshot Blaster, it's GG. There are a million different cards that win us the game right now. Yep, they got to deal with AGGRO. That's what they've got to do. And then no Surprise Strike. That's unfortunate. But, I mean, we do have attack for 2. And then do they have an answer? Do they have their own Surprise Strike? Are we going to lose to the Surprise Strike that they drew and we didn't draw a Hotshot Blaster or a Surprise Strike of our own? Question. That's the question. Double Cantina Bouncer was pretty brutal up against our K2, though. Definitely a brutal situation for us to deal with. But what are they going to do? I mean, they could have Cunning. Cunning would do it. Nope, they don't have Cunning. We'll kill them with their own X-Wing. All right. GG. That was a fun one. All right, and a great way to finish it off. We've got the Han Blue gameplay that I was so waiting for. Hopefully there's no Grogu on turn 1. That would make me very, very sad. We'll see. This looks like a reasonable hand, but not great. I'm going to mulligan this one. Okay. Very, very strange hand. I will say that. Yeah, a very, very odd hand, much more space oriented than I would normally do. But yeah, I mean, what are you going to do, right? We're going to Cartel Turncoat. We're going to take down. We can't afford my opponent to be just restoring 2 every single turn. So we're going to just delete that while we have the opportunity to. We'll see what my opponent's got on turn 2 as a play here. They got AGGRO. They probably have Force Throw, so we'll attack in for 2. They're going to Force Throw themselves. It's going to be really sad. They should ban Force Throw. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? Why does Force Throw even exist? I mean, game's kind of silly. All right, don't mind me just complaining about Force Throw a lot here. Not a big deal. All right, let's get in for 3 here. Shatterpoint, huh? Shatterpoint away. Wow, real good stuff for my opponent. Let's go ahead and deploy Lando. Let's play AGGRO and then use Hotshot Blaster. Get in for a good chunk of damage here. Pass. We'll resource the Reckless Gunslinger. Actually, we'll resource the Witch here. We'll pay 1 resource. Force Throw is decent here. Okay. Let's see. Let's go Force Throw on my opponent. See what they are going to discard. Let's see what they have in hand. Do we hit a 5-drop? Man, they had all the stuff that made it really, really strong for them. Force Throw us. All right. Well, we'll discard the Reckless Gunslinger. Let's go. I am hyped as heck here. I can put an arm to the teeth on the Millennium Falcon, which looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But I think what I want to do, let's just attack. Yeah, let's go with arm to the teeth on Millennium Falcon here. And we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. They're going to deploy Han. We will we will attack into Chirrut. They can use the Force. They don't have to use the Force. Not necessary. Then they can knock out Lando. So they knock out Lando. They knock out AGGRO. I mean, they're still in a good spot, to be honest. Still in a good spot. We're going to claim initiative. We've got, I mean, a couple good plays here, honestly. Honestly, a couple solid plays. We're just going to go surprise strike, and we'll see if my opponent's got an answer to this bad boy here. Surprise strike in. Do they have an answer? Mace Windu? Sure. We're going to go Cartel Turncoat. And we'll pass. Greedo, Anakin. All right. They're going to concede. All right. We brought down the hot blue. It wasn't even close, to be honest. We just rushed them down. Man, they had a double force throw. They had the shatter point and the Chirrut to try to stop our assault. And we got there, guys. We got there. This brings me immense joy. This right here brings me immense joy. Immense. All right, what did we learn with Lando Red? This absolute nonsense of a deck. Honestly, it was pretty solid. This is a deck that I would totally be all for bringing to like a store showdown Friday night, and then just absolutely see your opponent's faces just this is the deck where I just want to see. I want to play in person. So I want to see my opponent's face when I'm like playing Lando and I go Anakin Skywalker, Reckless Gunslinger turn 1. You know, that's what I want to see my opponent's face. And then you're just deploying all these things from your smuggle pile. Like, honestly, it was actually solid. It was not horrible. It was not great. We dominated a Han Blue. We got dominated in other matchups. We had some absolutely meme matchups like double cutting Qui-Gon and double cutting Akbar up against us. Honestly, it was sweet. Cassian's great. Arm to the Teeth did great work. Hotshot Blaster, of course, did amazingly. The Force Throw package actually did pretty solid as well. Surprise Strike's amazing. Honestly, K2, I think you could probably just replace this guy. He's a little bit too expensive in the deck. Usually we were stuck on 3 resources the whole game. Like, we would get to Lando, and then we would start using his action every single turn. And so, and then we'd have like Millennium Falcon on the board, which means that was costing us a resource. But we just put so much pressure onto our opponents, and we just didn't care. We just did not care. I wonder if you could go with, you know, like some more interaction events or like powering up events, like breaking in or things like that instead of K2 and just getting in for some massive chunks. Honestly, there's so many different options I think you've got with this deck in terms of like really pumping it up to the next level. Based on what I've played today, that I'd be curious to see. Like, we didn't even use Jetpack once. Maybe you could go with a different smuggle option. Like, maybe you could drop in some Millennium Falcons. I didn't go with Millennium Falcons. I was like, we're never going to get to 4 resources. Come on, guys. Use Lando's action to play a Millennium Falcon out for 4 resources. Come on now. Who's doing that? Who is even doing that? I would love to play For a Cause, but you know, For a Cause doesn't actually work really all that well because you got Witch, you got Reckless Gunslinger, Greedo, Hotshot Blaster, Force Throw, Daring Raid, Arm to the Teeth, Jetpack, etc. Surprise Strike. It probably hits for 2 on average in this deck, which is just not great. Maybe you run it just for the 2 damage, but give this a shot, please. It was actually one of the most fun decks I've played in a while. There's something satisfying about playing a deck that is just like, you go into it and you're like, this probably stinks. And then you just dominate, like absolutely roll players. It's like playing Double Red Kylo, but that one's actually like a play deck and something that's actually really solid and one of the best aggro decks. And then you run in to Lando and you're like, oh, Lando, yeah, easy game. And then they just force throw you and then absolutely roll you, you know, like that's what I want to see in my game. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.